Welcome, dear viewers, to another exciting episode of our baking series. Today, we have something truly magical in store for you. I'm Ms. Belle Pum, your temporary guide to this world of sweet indulgence. Our usual host, Amelia, is taking a well-deserved break, and I will be stepping in for her for part 1 of this series. It feels a bit surreal to be the one narrating these videos, but our wonderful boss lady, Jane Fitzcostelia, has entrusted me with this task. But don't worry, Amelia will be back with us for parts 2 and 3. So, without further ado, let's dive into the enchanting world of the magic of Christmas cake. Have you ever seen a cake that's not just mouth-wateringly delicious, but also a stunning work of art? Imagine a festive masterpiece that combines culinary artistry with holiday charm. Today, we're unveiling the Igloo and Snow Globe Christmas cake. This 7-layer sensation, made from white chocolate vanilla cake, is filled with velvety vanilla buttercream and white chocolate ganache, and frosted with a frosty grey peppermint buttercream for a wintry allure. But the magic doesn't stop there. Atop the cake, an edible sugar globe encases a delightful winter scene. A fondant igloo surrounded by tiny snow-dusted houses, trees, and a blanket of coconut snow. The base sparkles with edible glitter, while optional LED lights add a cozy glow. This dessert is more than a treat for the taste buds. It's a feast for the eyes and a testament to the joy and enchantment of the holiday season. Without further ado, it's time to reveal the magic behind this winter wonderland creation. Before we move on to the next step, let me introduce you to the whimsical characters that live within our magical sugar globe. Meet Ms. Belle Pum and her friends. Have a Flossie, who is the mother of the family, Pole, the male polar bear, Nuddles, the female golden bear, and Zoe, the Flossie. They're not just decorations, they're the heart and soul of our winter wonderland, each with their own quirks and charm. And as is the case with any family, they have their fair share of hilarious incidents. One such incident occurred recently, and it's a story that you won't forget anytime soon. Picture this. It was a chilly winter's day. Miss Belle Pum was doing laundry when a gust of wind sent her knickers flying out the door, and you won't believe this, onto the nose of a man walking down the street. Overwhelmed by the unexpected gift, the man stumbled and vomited right into a pot that was being prepared for our pourable ganache. Shocking, isn't it? But don't worry, we promise that's not how we usually make our ganache. But it certainly added a twist to our day. Stay tuned to hear how we managed to save the day and ensure our cake was still a delicious delight. At the foundation of this holiday showpiece is the delectable 7-layer white chocolate vanilla cake. We begin this culinary journey by gathering our ingredients: unsalted butter, granulated sugar, large eggs, all-purpose flour, baking powder, whole milk, vanilla bean paste, and white and white chocolate chips. It's vital to ensure that the ingredients are of the highest quality, as each one contributes to the overall taste and texture of our cake. First things first, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. As the oven warms, grease and line your cake pans. For this recipe, we'll need 7 pans, but if you don't have that many, don't worry. You can bake the cake in batches. Next, cream together the softened butter and sugar until you reach a fluffy consistency. This process introduces air into the mixture, which will help our cake rise. After this, add the eggs one at a time, making sure to beat well after each addition. In a separate bowl, sift together the flour and baking powder. These dry ingredients are then gradually incorporated into the wet ones. alternating with the milk. It's crucial to start and end with the dry ingredients to maintain a balanced texture. Now stir in the vanilla bean paste and the melted white chocolate until they're well combined. The vanilla bean paste adds a rich, deep vanilla flavour, while the melted white chocolate lends sweetness and a smooth texture. Once your batter is ready, divide it evenly among the pans and bake for 25 to 30 minutes. To test if your cake is done, insert a toothpick into the centre. If it comes out clean, your cake is ready. Allow the cakes to cool completely on a wire rack before moving on to the next step. With the cake layers baked to perfection and cooled, we've set the stage for the next enticing element. Now, let's explore the frozen allure of our cake, the glossy ashen grey peppermint buttercream. The essence of our buttercream is peppermint, with a soft ashen grey finish. The components you'll require are 2 cups 450 degree of unsalted butter brought to room temperature, 8 cups, 1 kilos of sifted powdered sugar, 4 to 6 TBSP heavy cream, 1 TSP peppermint extract, 1/4 TSP vanilla extract, and just a droplet or 2 of black gel food colouring to achieve the gentle grey colour. Here is the process. 1. Whip the butter until it becomes creamy and smooth. 2. Gradually incorporate the powdered sugar, 1 cup at a time, ensuring thorough beating. 3. Introduce the heavy cream, peppermint extract, and vanilla extract till you get a smooth and fluffy mixture. 4. Gradually include a minuscule quantity of black gel food colouring bit by bit until you reach your preferred grey tone. Remember to avoid overmixing. This distinctive peppermint buttercream will not only inject a wintry ambience to our cake, but also a burst of invigorating flavour. With our cake layers and buttercream ready, it's time to commence the construction of our Christmas masterpiece. This holiday showpiece stands tall on the foundation of a 7-layer white chocolate vanilla cake. The constituents for these 7 layers are 3 cups, 680 gram, unsalted butter, softened, 6 cups, 1200 green, granulated sugar, 12 large eggs, 8 cups, 1000 gram, all-purpose flour, sifted, 2 TBSP baking powder, 2 cups, 480 ml whole milk, 1 TBSP vanilla bean paste, and 112 cups, 255G white chocolate chips, melted and slightly cooled. Here's the blueprint to create it. 1. Heat your oven to 350 degree, 175 degrees. Grease and line 7 6-inch or 8-inch round cake pans. If you don't have enough pans, feel free to bake in batches. 2. In a mixing bowl, whisk the butter and sugar until it becomes a fluffy blend. Add eggs one by one, beating meticulously after each addition. 3. Sift the flour and baking powder together. Gradually weave this into the wet mixture, alternating with the milk. Remember to begin and end with the dry ingredients. 4. Stir in vanilla bean paste and the melted white chocolate until it's well amalgamated. 5. Distribute the batter evenly among the pans and let it bake for 25 to 30 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean when inserted in the center. 6. Allow the cakes to cool completely on a wire rack before leveling and assembling. With the cake layers flawlessly baked and cooled, we've laid the groundwork for the next tantalizing step. Now let's take a brief detour from our cake decorating journey to share a hilarious story that adds a new flavor to our Christmas cheer. Imagine this: a grand party, a beautifully decorated house, and a stunning Christmas cake as the centerpiece. Our dear host, Hauve, had entrusted the final touch to Miss Belle Pum, a charming lady with a heart as sweet as the cake she was about to present. With the guests eagerly waiting, Miss Belle Pum was ready to pour the glossy ganache over the cake. But, oh, what a twist! No one realized that the pot, instead of holding ganache, was filled with, brace yourselves, a man's vomit. The room was filled with gasps and laughter as the first person tasted the ganache and promptly vomited. The domino effect was immediate. One after another, guests were succumbing to this unsavory surprise. One man, unable to control his reactions, had to strip off his clothes right in the middle of the party. A poor girl was so sick, she left a trail of her misfortune around the house, which has now become a museum exhibit. Yes, my friends, this is a magical Christmas story you won't forget anytime soon. But don't worry, our cake will have a much more appetizing outcome. Now, let's get back to our masterpiece and add those final touches. All right, folks, after the unforgettable dessert disaster, we're back on track, stronger and more determined than ever. We've cleaned up the mess and regained our composure. The aprons are back on and the oven is preheated. We're ready to face the challenge head on. Now, let's turn this tale around and create a Christmas cake that will be remembered for all the right reasons. We've already baked our layers and made our peppermint buttercream. It's time to assemble and decorate the cake, creating a masterpiece that not only tastes divine, but also tells a story of resilience and redemption. This is where the magic really happens. With each layer we add, our cake starts to take shape. The buttercream offers a smooth, creamy contrast to the fluffy cake layers. We'll be careful to ensure each layer is perfectly aligned, creating a beautiful, towering cake. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about enjoying the process and celebrating the joy of creating something from scratch. So let's put the past behind us and create a delicious memory that will last a lifetime. Onwards to the finishing touches. Oh, we're on the home stretch now, and it's time for the pièce de résistance, the edible sugar globe and the delightful winter scene. Our winter wonderland begins to take shape with a carefully crafted fondant igloo. This little cozy home is then surrounded by a charming town of miniature snow-dusted houses and trees. Each piece is meticulously shaped and placed to create a scene that's as captivating as it is delicious. Next, we introduce a blanket of coconut snow, a fluffy white layer that adds texture and a hint of tropical flavor to our frosty scene. The landscape is then dusted with a sprinkle of edible glitter, adding a magical sparkle that catches the light beautifully. For those who want to bring a little extra warmth to the table, optional LED lights can be nestled into the design. These emit a gentle glow that makes our winter scene look even more enchanting. And there you have it, the breathtaking Igloo and Snow Globe Christmas cake. A dessert that's not just a treat for the palate, but also a feast for the eyes.